Whether you're trying to shoot Cylons or Alphas, I don't think you can go wrong with the Beretta CX4 Storm. In the last 5 years of shooting competition, I have never seen somebody shoot one of these at a match that I have attended. I have shot it in several local matches, nothing major, just local club matches. The last match I shot it in, I took first place. And the match before that, I took second place. So there's something to the gun. There's nothing wrong with it. The gun will not hold you back as a competitor, I do not believe, especially at a local setting. It has some drawbacks, and we'll discuss that. Really, the only guns I'm seeing in PCC and USPSA are JP rifles, the MPXs, and MP5 clones. See quite a bit of MP5 clones, and the last two, the MPXs and the MP5 clones, seem to run really reliably. I haven't seen any issues from them. The JP rifles, I see a ton of issues from them. All the AR 9mm builds or factory guns, I see issues with them, and I have seen a lot of failures, a lot of sadness from it. This gun has been 100% reliable for me. Cold, hot, dusty, doesn't matter, it's run. I've run everything from 115 all the way up to the 147 flat points in it. It's ate it up just fine. I'm rocking the 30 round factory magazine in the 20, although I prefer the 30 for competition. You should be able to get through a course of fire on a 30 round stick. Let's talk about the downsides. The safety, it sucks. When I got this rifle, it was almost impossible to press without using your thumb or 2 fingers. I had to remove it and file down the plastic a little, sand it off, smooth it off to make it have less engagement when it's in the safe and fire position. And now it has a nice smooth detent, and you can actuate it quickly with an index finger. Another downside I see is the trigger is pretty terrible. Multiple times in a match, I've been really fighting the trigger. You can tell that it is definitely slowing down your split times. I'm not sure by how much, but you know, you can tell you're fighting it the whole time. There is fixes for that. I haven't tried them, not really too interested. I like keeping the gun reliable. Another downside is the iron sights. They kind of get in the way of the sight picture for the most part. If you're shooting target focused, I really don't think it matters a whole lot, and I don't notice it when I'm shooting fast. I think being target focused really is the best way to shoot any gun, especially in competition, and especially paired with this really crappy Vortex Spitfire optic. This thing sucks. Its refresh rate is garbage. It's really just garbage, but I dig the aesthetics, and that's the only reason it's staying on there until I can get an aim point for it, like Comp M4 or something like that. Because that does not help with sight picture at all either. It's your field of view is pretty narrow with that Vortex and with those iron sights on there that you cannot remove. But it's all good as long as you're shooting target focused. You'll be fine. You won't notice it. Last downside I see is the magazine well. It is not conducive to fast reloads in the least bit. I think people with 3D printers or CNC machines are missing a real opportunity on making some magazine funnels for this gun. It could definitely benefit, and this mag well, it comes out because I believe you can use another type of Beretta mag. I believe it's the PX4 magazine. This one's rocking 92 mags, and they've been excellent. They're a really high polished blue, so when you do get it in there quickly, they really slide in really nicely. Haven't had any problems with that. I can kind of look past the magwell issue. If you're shooting competition, you should be able to reload on the move. If you're doing standing reloads, you're doing something wrong, essentially. But I can see for a classifier that being pretty inconvenient, to say the least. The trigger, although it sucks, it's great for dry fire because pulling it dry is almost the same as pulling it live. So if you give this gun a good 10 minutes of dry fire practice, you'll be feeling it, and that's all you can do. I'd be surprised if you can get 10 minutes in, but it makes for realistic dry fire practice. I did, for one of my matches, borrow a bunch of the standard 15 round mags that the Beretta 92 comes with from a buddy of mine who had some surplus ones. And I know Henning makes some base pads for those, so if you got a bunch of Beretta mags laying around, you could probably outfit them fairly decently for competition, surplus mags. But yeah, that's about it. I'd run this gun in competition. I wish I'd see more of them, honestly. It's a cool gun. I get people asking about it every time I shoot it because it's unique, and I've never seen someone run it in competition before besides myself. Shot a sectional match this past weekend and saw a couple interesting PCCs. Saw my first sub 2K competition, and he did pretty well with it. I don't think it held him back either. These guys rocking the $2,000 JP rifles and the MPXs and the MP5s. I mean, those are minimum $1,500 guns if you're lucky. And this, I paid $800 for it, which is a little much. I think I paid a little much for it, but I just wanted it. I'm a Battlestar Galactica fan, so I had to have it. But yeah, I mean, this you could compete with this gun, just like I believe you can show up with a High Point and compete with one of their carbines. You could do it. I think you'd have a blast doing it, because I have a blast every time I shoot this gun. I do need to experiment with the accuracy a little. I'm shooting the blue bullets, the 147s, and it wasn't great on paper. It was like probably 6 inches at 50 yards, which I was not impressed with in the least bit. So I need to try some different bullets through it, maybe some jacketed instead of the coated that I'm running in my pistol. Oh, the only other downside, no threaded muzzle, no thread barrel. That sucks. Can't do comps, can't suppress it. That'd be cool. A lot of those PCC guys are also running fairly sizable muzzle brakes. A lot of it I really just don't think you need. I think just having a reliable gun is the best part, and the best thing you can have in a good competition oriented firearm. So yeah, get out and shoot. This one's a blast. I would love to see someone else rocking one. See ya.